Gold Niles TV. Today we have Cosby Johnson. He is the new mayor for the City of Brunswick, and we're so excited to have him. Stay tuned. That interview is coming up next.
It's a beautiful day, and I have a great announcement. I am so happy and proud to be announcing that I've been working on a project secretly. Only a few of my friends have known about it, and I've been working on it since July of 2021. And today is the big day, the big reveal for it. May I introduce to you, my friends, to the one and only Brunswick Studios. I've had help from friends, family, wonderful contractors. I've done a good amount of work myself in the building, and I'm just very proud of it, and very proud to say what it is. The Brunswick Studios is a place where we currently have 5 office spaces that are available for rent, all different sizes. The most premium of premium will be this one right here. This is the one that's by the front window. Huge space with this beautiful view of downtown. Where I'm located at, actually, speaking of downtown, is downtown historic Brunswick. I am directly across the street from Richland Rum. I am catty corner from Tipsy's and 2 doors down from Silver Bluff. And of course, Fox is a couple steps away. It's like a fantastic location. First Friday, you can't get more of a hub than right here. I currently have 5 office spaces in different sizes, one being the most premium right by the front door with a big window view, and I have other offices that kind of complement that, 10 by 10s, a 70 square foot office as well. But the big thing that I want the Brunswick Studio to really be known for is the event space. Let me show you that now. And here we are in the event space. It's a 26 by 28 space room, great for events, or you want to have for birthday parties. But the biggest thing also too is, as you can see, the projection screen here, great for trainings. I have tables and chairs coming to fill out this entire room that could be used for, for seating, for whatnot, for whether you want it to be for, like I said, for a get together or for a training or for a sales seminar or something like that. Great space downtown, great location. You have breakout sessions to different restaurants, different breweries, whatever, right here in beautiful downtown. It has been an absolute adventure taking this place down and starting all over again, giving this old building some incredible new life, some new face to downtown. So here you go. I want you to see all that I've done. Here are the before and the afters of what I've done since I started this project. I hope you enjoy. Give me some feedback. Let me know what you think. And spread the word about the Brunswick Studios at 1405 Newcastle Street.
Welcome to Gold Niles TV. I am so excited today to have Cosby Johnson. He is the mayor for the City of Brunswick, the brand new mayor, and we're so excited. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And again, thank you for providing this opportunity and continuing to keep public officials like myself and other good information out in front of our citizens as you do.
Absolutely. Well, it's so important, especially when there's somebody new. We want to introduce you to the community, of course. But before we start with your new position as mayor, let's talk a little bit about your background and where you're from, and tell everybody about all of that.
Yeah, no doubt. I was born and raised here in Brunswick, right there in Magnolia Park. went to Jane Macon Middle School, went to Brunswick High School. So all the way through school, I was a product of our local school system, and it really taught me and built and instilled in me the character to go out and to learn other things, but also to bring that back to my community. After that, I went to Valdosta State, where I studied political science and worked for several elected officials, but also worked on some campaigns. After that part, I ended up taking a job with our Georgia Chamber of Commerce, which advocates for business around our state. And when I started working for them, I started working in government affairs and ended up being their vice president of government affairs, which is what I do currently in my other day job, what I can say.
Wow.
So it's really something where you're pulling two full-time jobs, but the team and I are super excited.
Yes. That is very exciting. Yes. Let's talk a little bit more about that and how your original job with the Georgia Chamber kind of overflows into this area of Brunswick.
Yeah, I think what my time with the Georgia Chamber and being inside of that organization, continuing to work inside of that organization, has shown me is that there always needs to be a marriage between the local vision, the regional vision, and a statewide vision. And for me, I touched that on a statewide level, had started to build some things out regionally, and really in deciding to run for this position and give myself a service to my local community, allowed me to really connect that last piece, which is have that local vision for our area and know that there are several streams by which we can get really important things done for our citizens. It's not only the work of myself and the commissioners who are working hard every day to come up with the solutions to the problem, but also build for the future. We have to work with our county commission, who's been a great county commission to work with. They've been amenable to the good ideas coming out of the city. But we also got to have a connection with Representative Don Hogan and Senator Sheila McNeil as we take that same vision to the statewide level. So being able to speak locally, but also have a broader vision is something we've enjoyed, but also something that my time at the Georgia Chamber has increased my ability to do on a statewide level for us here in Brunswick.
Right. Well, very well said. Yeah. It is so important. I believe in that so much that we're all sort of connected, and we should be a team and work together. And sort of, like you said, sort of marry the two. Because, what's going on here, especially in coastal Georgia, as we are the gem and the heart of the state, being, that really the tourism spot. Not only are we affecting our local and regional and state community, but also everybody else coming in is going to see what we have, and whether it be a great place to start a business, a great place to visit, of course, or a great place to live. It all is interconnected. And so we're so glad to have you representing and understanding how that all works together.
Oh, I couldn't appreciate that. And I think you hit something on the head that's so important, which is kind of ensuring that we are building that local community that people see progress in, that people see opportunity in. And I think we've seen that not only, we've always had the gems of Jekyll and St. Simon's, but, we are doing the hard work to ensure that downtown starts to shine just as bright. And we take that positivity throughout the community.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. In fact, tonight happens to be First Friday.
Yeah. Yes. It is one of my favorite times of every month. I try and make sure I'm there every time they open the doors to a First Friday, from seeing the classic cars, and having conversations with those guys, to walking down the street and hanging out and grabbing something to eat at Tipsy's or Basil's or Reed's, which has become, really a hot spot down here. It's incredible just to be able to take all of that in on a Good Friday. And really the beautiful thing is people have taken it in as a community event, not just a Brunswick event, but, we're having people not only from the county and the island, but Waycross and Camden and other places around who are really starting to flood in and enjoy it.
Yeah, that's so great. And it's not just like Brunswick is like you said, so many great restaurants, places to eat, shop, dine. But also there's a great live entertainment. The music is great. So
Yes.
let's not forget about that.
Shout out to the Brunswick Music District. They
Yeah.
were putting it together. They're doing some amazing things. And you're right, it's beautiful to be able to walk down the street and hear live music coming out from everywhere. So it's a really good time. And I hope you guys will join us this evening.
Oh, thank you. Okay, well, let's start talking about your new position as mayor and some of the ideas you have. I don't know if you know this, but we actually featured you. You were in the Christmas parade. So I know you've been very active and really trying to reach the community and engage, which I think is great. We aired that on TV. We filmed it with Michael Heiser for the channel. And so the whole parade was on during Christmas. So we got to see you for the first time. They announced you as you walked by. So that was awesome. But tell us how community engagement and other things you want to move forward with this new year.
Yeah, no, I love that you bring that point up as the first thing, because that's truly the foundational thing that was for me running and for me as mayor, which is every vision that is created has to be created by the people and by the community. And, as many good ideas as myself or any other commissioner would have, we understand that the real answers to our problems lie with bringing our people to the table and getting the minds together and bringing consensus together. And so really, our administration has been focused day to day on making sure we stay out in front of the people, whether we're attending MPA meetings, whether we're showing up to the community events, whether we're at the basketball games or the football games. Being present is something that we know is important, but also in your presence, engaging people and having a conversation about what's important to them, what we can do better at, and what we can grow in and how we can do better for all of our people. So that plan has been very focused. And I just want to give a small shout out to Dr. Sabrina Nixon, who's on our team here at the city, who engages MPAs, has put the work in to grow those neighborhood planning associations. So when the commission has a question, when we want to get out in front of the community, and we're going to be getting out in front of them on SPLOST and LOST discussions and having community conversations about that, we can go right to those community leaders who are already being built up by that program. A couple of the other things that we're going to focus on, as an administration and prayerfully as a commission, is I think we've done one. We've had a conversation about the compensation for police and fire. And we are going to continue to figure out how we can pay more competitively, but to also build out a program that helps them choose Brunswick as their community. What we know is that we have to incentivize things, not only pay, but we have to incentivize other things. One of the things that we're going to be focused on, and hopefully we can get it passed in our next commission meeting here, is a $150 stipend for monthly for each officer that chooses to live inside of our city limits. And those are the types of things that do a couple things. Puts a little bit of money in their pocket, makes it easier for them to be citizens of the city. And not only that, you have a tighter and a more developed relationship between your law enforcement and fire when they live in the community that they serve. The people know them, they see them down at the same grocery stores. And so many of them that I know, we've built personal relationships just by crossing each other on the street if we're jogging, working out or whatnot. So we know what that means. So we're going to get to work on that and hopefully pass that package this next commission meeting. So we have several other entities that we're working on, from that to economic development and how we do that on a statewide level, and ensuring we're protecting the local investment that's already here as well. So we got a broad swath of things that we're working on, but I can guarantee you we're working on all of them simultaneously, and our staff works day and night to make sure we're coming out with good solutions.
Right. What other projects or goals would you have for this year?
Yeah, I think one of the major ones that we've been working on the state level is to protect the historical redevelopment tax credit. Many of our business owners, those who have chosen to invest in Brunswick and build up, whether you're talking about downtown Brunswick or even maybe as you move down towards Norwood Street and out down Gloucester as well. A lot of those buildings are historical buildings. And when it comes to historical buildings, it costs a lot of money to be able to rehab them to keep that same historical feel and historical structure that we want to keep, here in the downtown area. That being said, about 5 or 6 years ago, the historical redevelopment tax credit was passed, which helped people who wanted to develop these historical properties. Now, for you to be able to get that development, you have to keep it in its historical fashion. Now, that tax credit is a tax credit that's used by several developers in this area, and it was coming up for sunset, and it was going to end. We advocated on the statewide level to make sure that that tax credit stays in place. So people who are making investments, not only in Brunswick, it's important to us in our downtown, but it's even more important in other areas, Brantley, Camden, Hawkinsville, other places that are very small, but have historical downtowns, are now starting to be hubs for development, starting to be hubs for new people, new places to live, and new ways to do things. So we want to make sure that we're undergirding the financial sense that it makes to do business here in Brunswick. The second thing that we've been focused on, and we've been focused on it for a long time, about 3 or 4 years now, is education. So one of the things that was of importance to me, my mother is an educator, was an educator for over 30 years. One of the first things that we took a shot at, and we're going to continue to take a shot at it, is getting a fully paid for SAT or ACT for every single student in the state, which would include our students here in the city. We dropped that bill both in the Senate and in the House. We were blessed enough to see it pass out of the House. So right now it's in the Senate. We're hoping to get it worked out of the Senate and get that bill to passage. And that would really bring, not only get rid of the financial hurdle for our families, but also would get rid of the travel barrier for our families, as that test would be taken in school during school hours. So it would make it easier on the family, easier on the student with test anxiety, but also help us reach those who are maybe less fortunate. And both of those things would be hurdles to them moving on to whether it's technical school or a USG institution. So we got some lofty goals out there, but we're banging away at them. And all of this kind of sits in the background of the real discussions that we're having around SPLOST and LOST, which is the big projects that we want to see here in our city. And we are launching off here this month on a listening tour, myself, other commissioners, and using those MPAs to have those real conversations with, here are the projects that we have on the list. Here are the projects that we want to see us talk about, and what projects are we missing? What projects do we need to reprioritize, and how do we need to do this? So people feel a part of the process instead of just being told what we are going to do. Let's move together as a community. So we understand that we got to build that list out and build it in with that community background and that community vision. And we're going to go to work doing that as well.
Right. Well, exactly. One of the slogans, I think, for Brunswick is don't hesitate to communicate. When it comes to those neighborhood groups, sharing their thoughts and you engaging with them engaging with you. And it's open to anybody. You don't have to be part, I guess, of an organized group. You can get in touch with you. What's the best way to get in touch with you?
Yeah, so the best way to get in touch with me would be to email me, which my email is readily available on the city website, and my cell phone number is also readily available on that website. But if you wanted to get plugged in to those neighborhood meetings, which I think it's where people have come together to really drive some good ideas. I tell you, one of our best leaders is a man by the name of William Kitts. And he runs the Goodyear MPA, Urbana Perry Park MPA. And he has put together some brilliant ideas. And that group has really come together to lead and push some charges in the city. And it really has shown the power of that community and what it can be driven to. And what I would say is, if you wanted to lock in to that MPA and start to have your voice heard, reach out to Dr. Sabrina Nixon, who her email is also available on our website. Let her know where you live. She'll plug you into the right MPA. She'll get you exactly to where you need to be. And what I know about our staff here is that we'll stay in touch with you. If you want to talk about a certain issue, we're going to make sure you voice that there, but also that you get it voiced directly to those on the commission as well.
Right, right. Yeah, that's a great place to start with the neighborhood groups. Get your voice out, then it gets to you and the commission, and things are actually happening. And you understand that not only from a local level, but a regional and a state level, which is so important, which is why I think your expertise and your background is going to be so good for Brunswick.
I pray so. I tell you, there have been a lot of great leaders I've been able to learn from, and that's really what it's about. And one of those is Dean Calvin Smyrie, who was a friend of, for those of us who know some old school Brunswick politics, he was a really good friend of Representative E.C. Tillman. We know him as Reverend E.C. Tillman, who represented our city on the state level for a very long time. And one of the things that Dean Smyrie taught me is that from every situation, good or bad, you got to take something and learn from it. And through the times that I've been, focused in government and my career in government, one of the beautiful things is every situation, you're able to take something and learn from it. And you're also able, in my situation, to bring that knowledge back home and to put it into work and to put it into the ground and really see what can come from it. And we are just absolutely blessed that we have a community that gets it. We have a community that's behind it. We are not doing anything we do in a silo or working by ourselves. We have a lot of partners at the table. And that's one of the blessings really about being in this position and in Brunswick, that the great things that I learned from working on that statewide level and on that federal level, as we bring that home, it gets really dissected and you get to see how those policies touch people, but you also get to see the holes in the policy, the holes where they may be missing this subset or they may be missing the community that looks like this. And to be able to work inside of our community to fill those holes, to complete the programs is just a wonderful undertaking.
Right. You really see it now being here on the ground level, if you will, just
yes,
as everyone else is seeing it and living it every day. And things are so different now. I mean, things move so quickly. It must be exciting, but also a little more difficult to keep up with because social media and the internet and all the groups, it's like, every 5 minutes, what about this? And did you see this? And what are we going to do about this? And what, it's like, it's a lot.
Yes. Well, I told my fellow Commissioner Roll, brilliant woman who's given her life to the community and is doing amazing things on the commission. I told her we are entering, politics in this outlandish social media age where it's, every single thing is instant and it's not about whether the news is right or true. It's about who does it first. And I think in that, at least for me and my administration, we have tried to do the best that we can to slow that information down so that we can make sure we get it right.
Right.
And that when we present something to the general public, I think there are a lot of politicians who are now using Twitter to, speak to the general public. And I think while that's an avenue, I think the way, those in these positions should communicate with the general public should be clear, succinct and digestible. And the best that we can get to that is making sure we slow down this information enough to give it to the people in ways that we can all work on it together. And so we know we've committed to doing that. But at the same time, I would say social media has been an amazing tool to bring the community together.
Right.
We used it during the campaign so many times to start an event, to put out a community event, to talk about an issue. And those things have proved to be absolutely wonderful and building consensus around things. And another group out there who is doing that absolutely insanely well is, Better Glen. Better Glen has really coalesced around issues, coalesced around topics, whether it's elections, whether it's the environment, they've brought a consensus using their social media platforms to create community. So we love to see it, not only when we're doing it, when we do it right, but we love to see our groups in the community also using it.
Right. You're exactly right. It can be a very helpful tool, a great way to bring people together. I feel like, and it's in real time, but I feel like sometimes, as we know, politics, government, and getting things actually passed and done is not real time. I mean, it's a little slower, and so people don't quite always understand that. So it can be
yes. I tell you, the process is one that we try and educate everyone to when we talk to them. That good ideas take a long time to mature into the things that they should be. And one of the things that I think, one of the hats that I've had to wear a little bit as a bad guy in this position, is to tell people every good idea isn't good for our community. An idea that works in Savannah may work for Savannah, but it may not work for Brunswick. And so taking the time to really think about every issue, as you said, it's a process, and it's an undertaking that every single commissioner, definitely at the city level, and I'm 1,000% sure at the county level as well, takes their time at combing through that and making sure it's right for the people they represent.
Right. That's right. Well, it sounds like you are definitely on the right track, even though, you're new, and we appreciate you coming back home. I know you've been at the federal level and the state level, learned a lot, and we just appreciate you being here and bringing your expertise home. It's wonderful. And I love that you're, engaging with the community, and getting jump started with all of these great projects. And we just appreciate you and your time today.
Well, I appreciate you, Ms. Brooks. And again, anytime, you want to have a conversation about any issue, you feel free to reach out. But even more so, we thank you for getting, us in front of the community. We always don't know every single avenue that's in front of us to be able to do it. And for you to provide this opportunity for myself and others to get out in front, tell people what we're working on. It is so important. It is so important. So I thank you for the work you do and applaud you for having myself, city manager, and others in a space where we can have conversations about the topics that affect all of us.
Well, thank you. We're thrilled to do it. It's a passion of ours. We believe in this community, and we know that this is important. So we're thrilled. In fact, this show will air every night on Golden Hours TV, which is Comcast Channel 98. We will also put it online, so on YouTube, and we'll send you a link so you'll be able to find it. I think it'll be on the city website. I know they do a lot on Facebook, but also on TV and on YouTube. So it's a great way to engage with the community, and we're thrilled to have you, and look forward to more shows in the future.
I cannot wait, and I hope next time I come before you, I'll have some other good news to announce, as we are working every day on making sure we get some packages in place. So please have me back, and I can't wait to see you soon.
Okay, absolutely. Thank you.
Come experience the unique ecosystem, amazing wildlife, and natural beauty of the Okefenokee Swamp, where you will find boat tours, train rides, live learning sessions, exhibits, and more. Make your plans today to visit Okefenokee Swamp Park and Okefenokee Adventures. Get the full Okefenokee experience with a pass to both locations. See you at the swamp.
So that's it for Golden Hours TV. Join us again next time on Comcast Channel 98.